Welcome to the deep dive. We grab a stack of sources, pull out the key stuff, the bits you really need, fast.
Get you up to speed quickly.
Exactly. And today, we're tackling Gideon Fluxes on the physics of organic Earth. If you're looking to get smart quick on something, well, really different, this is it. It kind of flips physics on its head.
It absolutely does. It's pretty radical. Flux basically asks you to imagine the universe not as, dead space and rocks,
Right.
but as a single living system. He calls it Coccotunnella perpetua.
Coccotunnella perpetua.
And everything in it, made of these things called soldiers, run by 14 conscious lords.
14 lords. Wow. Okay, so let's zoom in. Our mission today is his idea of gravity within this living system. Forget Newton for a second.
Yeah, forget pulling forces. For Flux, gravity isn't a force. It's a conscious process.
Conscious stuff.
It involves these soldiers, the fundamental bits, constantly, kind of randomly breaking off and reforming. It's all flux, all the time.
Okay, like microscopic chaos. Can you give me a picture, an analogy?
Think of a seesaw, maybe. You're holding a cup on one side. The cup, that's one formation of soldiers.
Got it.
On the other side are the soldiers representing, like, the collective will of the 14 lords. The balance, what we feel as gravity, it's always shifting because bits are breaking off and rejoining on both sides.
So it's not a steady pull. It's this constant jitteriness.
Yeah.
What causes the breaking off? Just random chance.
Not entirely random. This is where it gets interesting. He calls it the revolutionary echo.
Revolutionary echo.
Yeah, think of it like ripples of revolutionary impulses coming from deeper, unseen levels of consciousness in the system.
So like consciousness from below is shaking things up.
That's the idea, and this echo is what fundamentally drives the breakoffs. It guarantees a level of unpredictability.
Okay, unpredictable.
Whoa.
But where do we fit in? Our thoughts, feelings?
Good question. Your perception matters, whether you feel, say, symbiotic with the universe or sort of conflictual, separate. That state influences how much those break-off events get amplified. The echo's always there, like a background hum, but your consciousness can turn the volume up or down.
So I can make gravity jitter more just by how I feel.
That's wild. And this constant breaking and reforming, what does it do to time? Is time still just ticking along?
Well, that's another big rethink. Time isn't some fixed dimension like a ruler. It's more like a consequence, a sequence of these break-off events.
So time flows because things are breaking apart.
In this view, yes. There might seem to be a lord of time, overseeing it, but the actual rhythm, the pace, comes from the unpredictable pulse of the echo.
But wait, if you have conscious lords supposedly in charge, but events are driven by this unpredictable echo, isn't that a contradiction? Flux calls it the formation dynamic paradox, right?
Exactly, the paradox.
Yeah.
How can you have conscious control and fundamental unpredictability?
So how does he solve it?
The solution is, the command of the lords. It's kind of an illusion, an emergent pattern.
The echo is the real engine. The lords react, they shape, but they don't fundamentally control the unpredictable core process.
He also mentions transcendence. Briefly, what's that about?
Transcendence here means the potential for an observer, for you to connect with a kind of collective consciousness nucleus.
And see things differently.
See the break-off process, the nature of the echo, maybe even the lords from a much clearer perspective. Gain a new understanding.
Okay, now, this revolutionary echo. I can hear some people thinking, isn't that just like the old aether theory? The stuff science discarded?
That's a fair question, but Flux draws a sharp distinction. The echo isn't physical stuff filling space like the ether was supposed to be.
Metaphysical.
Metaphysical, yes, and conscious. And critically, it's tied directly to observer perception. Plus, it's the key, he argues, to solving paradoxes within this conscious framework, which the ether never did.
Speaking of paradoxes, he claims this model tackles some big physics head-scratchers. Can you give us the quick hits?
Sure. Newton's bucket, the spinning water. Flux says it's the conscious gravity effects, the echo, and perception, not absolute space.
Okay. What else?
The twin paradox. Not time dilation, but different rates of conscious break-off events based on the twins' perceived journeys. EPR paradox, spooky action at a distance. The echo synchronizes the break-offs for entangled particles. No non-locality needed.
Wow. Even black holes.
Black hole information paradox. Information isn't lost, it's held within the echo's conscious dynamics. Grandfather paradox. The echo ensures timeline consistency via breakoffs. and the Fermi Paradox, why space is silent.
Yeah.
The inherent unpredictability of breakoff events makes reliable detection or communication across vast cosmic scales maybe impossible. It's the great silence of consciousness.
Okay, let's try and boil this whole deep dive down. What's the single biggest takeaway from Flux's work?
I think the main thing is this. Gravity and time, these things we think of as fundamental fixed laws, maybe they aren't.
Emergent.
Emergent, yes, and conscious, and fundamentally unpredictable, all happening within this living cosmic system, Coccotunnella perpetua, all pulsed by the revolutionary echo and subtly shaped by how you perceive reality.
It certainly gives you a completely different lens to view. Well, everything, really. Holding a cup feels different now.
Doesn't it?
So, the final provocative thought to leave everyone with.
Well, if consciousness really is this fundamental driving force,
Right.
What else that seems solid? What other laws of physics might actually be more like suggestions, more fluid? What are the real limits in a universe that's fundamentally conscious? Where does it stop?
Where indeed? Something definitely to chew on. Thanks for diving deep with us today.